attention to me tonight. I'm so sick of this.
Oh my God.
Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very simple.
She's so mad. Okay, why is she mad? Well, because she got all dolled up. See that tight fitted orange dress, right? Did her hair, went to the nail salon, got a special little mani-pedi, you know. Maybe did a little waxing because she thought she was going to get funky that night, you know, right? And she went out and no one is giving her any time. Attractive girl. So she's like, what is going on? She goes home, she looks in the mirror, she's like making sure. She's like, no, I look good, right? Asks her friends, like, is this look? Oh yeah, you look amazing, which they'll say even if she doesn't look amazing. But oh, honey, any guy would be just so lucky to have you. I know, right? And like, her and all her friends are just like, why? I told you, guys are tired. Guys are tired of you. They're tired of you pretending to want to take them seriously when you really just want the free drinks. They're tired of going up to you and you being like, thanks for the drink, you know, doing this game you do. Tired. They're tired of the takers. They're tired. They don't want to deal with any of that. They're tired of, oh, you know, you meet all of these qualifications, right? You know, you got all the qualifications and she's talking to you and she's like, oh, but, you know, there's this one thing. He has a boat and it's red and I don't like the color red. Oh, right. Because they feel like they can be so picky that they've got everything met, but they can just nitpick about everything, right? They're tired of you. You want guys to come up to you, change your attitude, change your strategy, treat them differently. And that's going to have to happen over a long period of time, right? It took decades to get here. Guys finally saying, I am done with you. And social media played a big part because now they go on socials and they see women talking all their crap. So they're like, oh, I know what's going on now behind the scenes. When I walk away after buying you that drink, I know you're making a fool out of me. They're like, I'm done. You're going to make a fool out of me? Honey, now I'm going to make a fool out of you. I'm going to sit at that bar. I'm going to drink my scotch. I'm not buying you nothing. I'm not even looking your way. That's what's going on. Change your attitude. It's going to take a long time for guys to feel like you've changed genuinely, and then you'll see. But for now, especially in the cities, guys are just sitting back with their drink and they're just letting this drama unfold. It's hilarious. It's like, you know, they're frazzled cats. Frazzled cats. Ooh, very entertaining. All right. This one also went extremely viral on, I think it was TikTok. It is TikTok. Okay. Single girl, 30 years old. Just pay attention to her expression and how do you think this woman is actually feeling? Let's listen to what she has to say.
In girl world, Halloween is the one night a year when a girl can dress like a total slut and no other girls can say anything about it. The hardcore girls just wear lingerie and some form of animal ears.
What are you looking for a man to provide to you?
Money. I don't do men. Money, sweetie. I want you to provide money for me so I don't gotta work.
Does that mean that he has to pay for your hair and your nails?
Yes, exactly. He has to pay for everything. Everything that I want, he has to provide for.
At what point in the relationship?
Immediately.
If I was your man, what would I need to pay for in a relationship?
Well, hopefully, like, our outings, our dates. Not much, I guess.
So if we're boyfriend, girlfriend, all I need to cover as a man is dates and presents.
What else?
I wouldn't need to cover your hair.
No.
Nails.
Nails is not a must. That's on me. That's my duties. It's like me paying for your haircuts. That's your duties.
But a woman isn't expected to provide like a man is to the woman.
Right. But no, I wouldn't ask for that. It would be nice if they offered it, but I wouldn't ask for it.
And what do you give the man back in return?
Everything.
What does he get in return for that?
He gets me because I'm beautiful. Me to come home to. That's with all of us. He better be lucky to consider himself to come home with any of us.
What are you dressed up as for Halloween?
I'm a clown.
For all those men who say, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Here's an update for you. Nowadays, 80% of women are against marriage. Why? Because women realize it's not worth buying an entire pig just to get a little sausage.
I told you we needed more glitter.
Would you give up your right to vote if it meant you got drafted into the army?
Yes.
Why is it more socially acceptable for women to hate men than it is for men to hate women?
Because men are the devil. Because men are trash.
If men are more valued in society than women, why would they be the first ones sacrificed in war?
Because they think they're more valued. They're being paid for more for everything, so you put your ass online.
What?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Why are the men of today expected to pay for the sins of the men of the past?
Because they still keep making the same mistakes.
So is feminism about revenge?
No, feminism is about our right to be, allowed.
I think there's a base level of equality that we're trying to reach over here, and as long as we can get to that, then I think we're chilling, but we got a long way to go. Wage gaps and shit, absolutely whack.
Stupid.
I might be broke as hell tomorrow, but that's all right, because I'm that bitch today.
If you're talking to a guy and you get to a point where you're like, I need to block this guy, good job. You're self-aware. You don't actually have to go through with it. As long as you're aware that he's horrible, keep chatting.
You're the most jealous woman I know.
You know other women?
No.
What's up, bitch? I miss your beautiful ass face. I'm like, man, I'm like breaking her like crazy. I need a facial. Not like that, don't be gross. You're fucking disgusting. Anyway, so I posted a picture and he hasn't liked it yet. So I'm gonna jump off a cliff. Anyway.
Don't think that the court system cares anything about your relationship with your child. Fortunately, a lot of men come in and they say, I want the judge to know exactly what she's been doing, how she's been treating me, how she treats the kids. And I kind of say, wait a minute, it's rare you find a judge who gives a shit. Okay, it's rare. They don't care. They care about moving cases off their docket. They want their docket to stay clean. So I want them to understand that. You can fight for your day in court. You can get in there. You can have a great case. You can have great evidence. And you can still lose because this judge doesn't care. The judge might be friends with opposing counsel. The law firm may have contributed to the campaign of the judge. There are so many factors that are involved in justice that have nothing to do with justice. You know, it's crazy. We have these big books and they have all these laws in there and there's pages and pages of laws. You know, the judge must XYZ. Then they end it with, or whatever the judge thinks is in the child's best interest, okay? Which kills you on appeal, essentially.
So I've been hearing all these little boys say you can't be a snack if you've got stretch marks. First of all, Dylan, I'm not a snack. I'm the fucking entree. And second, any real man knows that the meat's not ready unless it's got grill marks.
How do we even know that this is a girl, by the way, Barbie?
That's a very good point.
Is she identifying as a woman or not?
And this is
or is she identifying as gender fluid? In which case, she might be, on this particular day, a man. She might be identifying as a man. And actually, I'm offended on his behalf that you may not have realised Barbie is now gender fluid and actually, despite looking like a girl, actually is a man today. So actually, you've caused me grave offence.
And this is the point, Piers, this is the point, is that feminists have got so much more to worry about.
They haven't. Honestly, they haven't.
It's hard to believe I'm walking through the ruins of the first ever city, because I'm not. That's in Iraq, which is miles away.
How to dress to attract a man, a tutorial. Rule number 1, make sure your hair is always long and lustrous and never put up. Rule number 2, make sure to show a little skin, especially those stems, ladies. Rule number 3, footwear should be dainty and delicate. Rule number 4, show off that waist at all times. Rule number 5, always have a pleasant expression on your face. I promise you will attract a man.
On today's episode of Women to Avoid, you will see some very clear examples of women that you should not want to pursue or date. And you'll see why. And quick side note, the entitlement and unappreciative nature of some of these women out here today is absolutely appalling.
What? Happy Valentine's Day, baby.
This ain't what the I asked for. I don't need, what the I didn't ask for these. What the is this shit?
I could have kept my money.
I said booty short. These not no booty short. I don't want none of this. This is my. I ain't asked for none of this. Asked for none of this. Cookie as hell. This is not the I asked for. Damn. One simple thing I said. All I wanted was a Pandora chain, the earring, and a ring. That's all I wanted. You come bringing all this unnecessary goofy ass shit. I don't want this.
I don't care if you're broke as take your mama's life savings, take your life savings, take your grandma's life savings, and get me a rock.
There is no price limit. Whatever I pick out, you're buying.
Pierre. Yes. What's the wedding ring? What's your price?
For you?
No, for me, yeah.
For you?
Like $1,000.
If you do anything nice for these broads and they complain, that's the sign that they're not the one to be with, because it will never be enough. But more importantly, they never liked you in the first place to begin with. And if you marry them thinking their view will change with the title of the wife, it's going to get worse. It means you approve of them disrespecting you. So of course, they'll never have your back because they'd be plotting behind your back to divorce rob you. And if you face hard times, they'll jump ship to the next guy. So the response the females give you back, to however you're treating them, is a gauge to who they really are. If you treat them bad and in response they treat you even better, then they're for the streets. If they demand a lot of money to be spent on them, then they're looking for a come-up. If you go to Peru and you take a lady out on a date and she rubs your back after dinner when you're sitting on the bench at the park enjoying the view, she's a keeper. Especially if you don't ask for a back rub and she's attentive to your needs. It's simple math. Let's read the comments. A foreign lady comments, "What's wrong with some women in the USA? Why are they so ungrateful? Now I also understand why many Americans live here in Germany." I don't know about the major German cities, because it is a feminist EU country. But I'm guessing the small towns and villages might be more traditional than the typical West. Also, Europe has a culture of enjoying life because most of the continent is on a whole month vacation in August. Unlike America, which is all about making money and winning the rat race. So that might make the women less gold digger than the US. Another comment. "I'm glad I'm watching the streets for my home, cause what is this BS? Pain is funnier on someone else, and wise men learn from other people's mistakes."
Do you want to know why he ghosted you? It's because he doesn't know what to get you for Valentine's Day. That's literally it. He's obsessed with you. We know this. That's not the issue. The issue is that he is like, I don't know what to get her. I don't know what she's going to like the best. Do I get her a Bottega, a Chanel, a tennis necklace, a tennis bracelet, a ring, gold hoops? I don't know. So I would rather just drop off the face of the earth than get her a subpar gift that is going to disappoint her and make her not want to talk to me ever again. That's it. That's the only reason why. So if you were wondering, like, oh my God, like, what happened? Why did he stop talking to me? He's obsessed with you and he doesn't want to get you the wrong gift. That's it. And I'm not saying it's a good approach. Not at all. He has some flawed judgment, but Communicative King Spring is coming soon, and he will come back around and we will have that communication, and you can tell him that he could have just gotten you any of those options, and it would have been fine. But yeah, just wanted to give you that reminder in case you were questioning things and wondering what was going on. That's all it is. That's the only answer. So yeah, hope that helps. Love you guys. Bye.
I'm hoping this is comedy for why Chad dumps these females before the gift-giving holidays, like Christmas and Valentine's Day. But you never know with these thoughts. When it comes to the top 10% men, these floozies are on a massive cope on why they can't get a commitment. They think to themselves, they allow Chad and Tyrone to hit it anytime he wants, which is after midnight. And sometimes he ghosts them, so why is he not taking them to the game or a Taco Tuesday night? And the real reason is they gave it up without commitment, so why would these top men pay full price for something they'd get for free? These females are permanently for fun, because Chad and Tyrone think they're for the streets. Just like there's a friend zone, as these 304s will lead men on just enough to get relationship benefits without putting out. The top 10% men will do enough to keep these thoughts hooked without giving the commitment. Or maybe it's making fun of the fact that a lot of these females want expensive gifts, and that's why they get dumped before the holidays. The type of gifts she was talking about are wife gifts for a wife that's dutiful, faithful, and put in some real time, like a 10-year anniversary. You shouldn't be spending more than $100 on a girlfriend, if that. You want to keep the relationship or dating benefits as minimal as possible, to give her the least amount of reasons to be with you, because it's a great way to see if she truly likes you. If she was truly into you, she'd hang out with you at the park shooting hoops at the court. Let's read the comments and see what people think. Dang, top comment came from the MLB itself, which stands for Major League Baseball if you didn't know. And they officially said, if he wanted to, he would. That's real. The Players Union probably told the league to say that, so these thoughts that the millionaire athletes fly out, stop asking them for gifts. Another reason why these top-tier men get more respect from modern women is because they don't care. And because these females have massive egos, they're going to try harder to make these men simp. I'm not saying you're at the pro athlete level nor close to it, but if you treat these unofficial streetwalkers accordingly, you might get much better results than trying to romance them. Another comment. Delusion doesn't always need to be negative. And the chick in the video responds, exactly, positive thinking always. So it is a video about Chad and Tyrone dumping them before the holidays. You can't make this shit up. Meanwhile, the good boyfriends they've had don't even get a good morning text after buying them the purse they wanted. A thought comments, communicative king spring mode is defrosting. And that's another cope these thoughts say, that these top men can't communicate, but they'll never admit it's the top 10% they're talking about. It's not that the alpha can't communicate, because he learned how to as a baby to get milk. He just doesn't care to or need to. All he needs to say is come over at 1 a.m. tonight, and he gets the booty for free.
I think that a marriage license should expire every year, like a fishing license. And then if you want to renew it, you can, but you don't have to.
I agree. These dumb bedwenches don't realize that the relationship benefits them, especially a marriage. That's the ultimate commitment a man can make, yet they're acting like they're taking the risk. If marriage was a year-to-year basis like a lease, and the contract becomes null and void as in no alimony or getting half of the man's assets, these thoughts wouldn't get married, because then they'd actually have to prove themselves to be wife-worthy every year. They'd actually, dare I say, have to be a wife. And that old hag, she doesn't have to worry about getting married because no one's going to propose to her in her retirement home. And how ironic that the 304 made a video with this triple post wall, because that's her in the future. When her looks get ran over by a bus after hitting the wall a couple of times because she's decided to party, screw, and do drugs in her prime like it's the end of the world, she's going to be that old lady in the video complaining about everything on social media. The full circle of thought.
I just did this somatic shaking because my cramps were like really bad, and also my headspace was like, just torturous thoughts, the hellscape that is my mind. So I was like, oh, if I shake, I'll release some of the stagnation in my body and in my brain. And while I was doing it, like I kept going into all these things in my hips, like, twerking. Okay, you know what came up? Twerking is not sexual at all. We only call it sexual to devalue its holiness, because twerking is actually a releasing of rage, because rage is stored in our hips, and there's so much to be rageful about, as the sacred feminine in all of us has been so violated, women's bodies abused. So when we twerk, we are doing a sacred, holy act of releasing that rage, that internal rage that needs to be released. And all genders need to connect to the rage of having their femininity taken from them, because we all have feminine traits that we need to embrace and honor. So we want a revolution? How about a twerk shop workshop across the land, across the world? I really think that's the release that we need. And after I did all that, I feel like this was flowing better, and that's hopefully flowing better too.
Modern women will use any excuse to be an HOE, and I guess it's enjoyable to see them come up with creative ideas to thirst trap men or get attention. You just can't make this shit up. Yeah, I don't remember the holy books of all the major religions talking about twerking to become sacred. I guess I missed that part. The Bible and the Quran emphasized women to be modest and pray the demons away, not vibrate like a woman's toy. At least most hippies aren't fat, like the only fruit and nut diet keeps them malnourished, kinda fit. Gotta see the comments for this one. Top comment says, that's why you gotta twerk to some Slipknot sometimes. Release some rage, LOL. I didn't know they actually twerked to metal music. Always thought people would trash their hair to it and beat each other in a mosh pit. Maybe things have changed and metal chicks are twerking at the hardcore underground shows now. Another chick comments, who knew that the root of my anger problems was not knowing how to twerk? Nah, it was because she, like most modern women, did things like twerk, which caused all these problems. Being a 304 corrupts women, not purify them like this hippie feminist claims it does. Another chick commented, after the summer of Taylor, Beyonce, and Barbie, we definitely need to bring in the twerk shop workshop. Dang, the thought influence is in full force. Knew those singers were a gateway to 304 Dome. The rest of the comments are all women talking themselves into twerking and coming up with various excuses to why they need to use twerking to release stress or anger or pent-up rage. It's called they need a therapist because they have daddy issues. No amount of twerking or any other 304 fad is going to solve that black hole that prompts them to make it a glory hole or cum dumpster.
What's in my box haul? My boyfriend of 1 year and almost 2 months dumped me on Christmas Eve. And this is the box of the stuff that I put in here. I gave some of it back, but first is this box, and it has pearls that he got me from Australia the first month we were dating. And there's also more bracelets in here that were of us too. These are the pearls. And then this was my everyday gold bracelet. It has his name on it, and he had one with my name on it. And then I made us these matching ones. He had a blue one. Next is our matching pajama pants that we got on our first date because we already knew we wanted to spend Christmas together. That was Christmas of 2022, by the way. Next is my promise ring that he got me a month ago. Next is my birthday card where he wrote a little bit art. I used to read this every morning. It was part of my routine, so it would make me have a good day. Then it's his school t-shirt. I don't want to show the logo, but it's his t-shirt from soccer. Then it's just a hoodie. I don't want to take it out. It's the first hoodie that he gave to me, and it's a white hoodie. And then it was a mini DIY mum that he had to make for class, but he gave it to me. And then this bear that he gave me on our first Valentine's Day. I haven't been able to get rid of him, and I don't think I will because, what's the bear to blame? You know? This is my son. This isn't even half of it. There's so much stuff that he has gotten me, like so many clothes and so many gifts, and I don't know what to do.
She has animal claws for nails, so I'm willing to guess she's more qualified for a booty call than a relationship. The guy did seem to spoil her with gifts, and I'm willing to bet she didn't reciprocate enough. I'm not talking about with just the bedroom fun. I'm willing to bet she never cooked him a homemade meal that he wanted, nor cleaned. The sad part is that she looks more decent than most thoughts on social media. Besides the nails, she's not showing off her body. At least she's girly and not twerking in videos. It's just that she was never told how to keep a man. Let's read the comments. Top comment with over 50,000 likes says, "The promise ring just was enough, it broke me." According to her side of the story, because we've only heard hers and not his, it sounds like he was a hardcore player. Either she got the top 10% man and wasn't qualified to be in a relationship with him, or she's leaving out the reasons why she caused him to cheat and leave. Maybe having a massive social media following gave this chick a god complex, and she acts like a spoiled brat in the relationship. Another comment about the promise ring. Wait, what? No, if someone gives you a promise ring, they can't break up with you. They just can't. He promised. Over 20,000 likes? And I think they all think a promise ring is like an engagement ring, which is a one-sided deal, where the man promises everything for nothing. No, it's a relationship probation, not a blood oath. Just goes to show that the entitlement is through the roof with women in the West. Another comment. "I'm so sorry, girlie. You deserve the world." And that's why her ex left. It's all about these females. They're expecting marriage and long-term relationships to be a 5-star hotel treatment, where the man is the 24/7 butler. And might I add you, not any man, but a top-tier man, that these thoughts should be on their knees for. And that's why they end up single and crying about it. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, Hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.